Oh yeah, the score is wrong, sorry. It's 0-0, of course. This is the first map. Blood for Nosgoth just subscribed for the first time. Thank you very much, my man. Welcome. So what's the first hero here? What do you think? I think it's Demon. No, it's a Warden. I think against TH and Infi he would play Demon, because Warden is so susceptible to the tower push. But as I said, Chaemiko not really the tier 1 tower push player. So he's gonna scout the Ancient of War. Is he gonna surprise us here and actually be aggressive? Or is he gonna expand? And when's he gonna expand? Lots of decisions to make for the human player early on. Oh shit! For a second. But he's gonna take the green camp. For a moment here I thought he was gonna run across. They could have been really dangerous for Foggy, but no, it's not happening. He did get the Shadow Priest though. He is gonna harass this. So how well is he gonna harass this? There's a footy here and a Shadow Priest. This is already annoying to deal with. And he could perhaps steal the Kobold here. Is he gonna be able to? The Warden secures it. Did get it. And the next Tunneler as well. But this Archer dies thanks to the slow. He tried to detonate against the slow. Didn't hit it though. I think it was too late anyways. And the Warden tries to get the Renegade. She should be able to, but it's gonna be more mana expended from her. And now imagine a tower push hitting your base. This could be so scary. But yeah, it's not happening. Shadow Strike again. He gets the last hit. Talisman. Not what he wanted. But he lost an Archer here. Oh, almost 2 Wisps. But he nicely saved the one. I like that he goes for Shadow Strike. Lots of Night Elves try to hold on for the skill points for a long time. He's gonna get this footy as well with the Shadow Strike. Is he gonna invest it? Yes. Alright, but that's 3 Shadow Strikes gone now. And he just lets him die to the tick damage. AM went from green camp to Expo. That is level 3, right? Or is it? It's close. That's not enough actually, but of course you can go for the Murlocs. I should really know this, right? Now I think Merc Camp, Tiny, and Natural. That's level 3, right? I think that's how it works. So the Warden can go for the boots here, and this is why other humans will try to go for the instant expansion here and then go towards the middle so they don't give up the boots, because shop control on Echo Isles makes this difficult for the AM if he gets chased down by the Warden. But he still has the Shadow Priest. The Warden is low on mana, as we saw before. Tower before Expo here. But now he does have the resources for the power bill. But of course Night Elf is expanding behind this halfway through already. The Warden just wants to be annoying here. Keep the human back at home. And as long as the Expo comes through, that's fine for him. He could even be creeping up with an Ancient of War simultaneously, but the Archer did die, making this more difficult. So she's committing in now for some peasant kills. She has 1 Shadow Strike ready, and the second one in about 10 seconds. Oh, nice. He saves the little peasant with a heal. That's nice. But he got more mercenaries. This seems to be Foggy's standard play against human nowadays. Early Warden, don't even prioritize level 3 too much, but you know, early Warden, early counter expansion, aggressive across the map, and Merc support, and delay your tier 2 for this. And I really like this play. Especially on TS, super strong. Oh, I actually like that she got the staff, keeping it away from the Archmage, because otherwise he could perhaps staff onto the footies here, cancel this tree, but with only the damage from a single footman here, this tree is of course gonna come through. The Expo has finished though for Chaemiko. Nice and early. And the Tree of Life is gonna have to walk quite a bit, so it's still gonna be a while until his tree is there. And the reason why this heavy Berserker commitment is so nice is because the human would like to be aggressive now and keep this Expo from coming up for as long as possible. But with so many Mercs, the footies should be pretty easy to deal with, and of course Water Elementals as well. Warden very close now to level 3, needs to dispel only a single Water Elemental to get there. Or kill a footy, or something like that. So, the Trolls on the side of the Night Elves. Oh, water elementals from both sides makes it difficult to dispel all of them. He may have Fan of Knives now. We only saw 1 point of Shadow Strike, and yeah, here it is. I like that skill build. Starting with Shadow Strike, going into Fan of Knives. All the footies are low, and the next fan is gonna hurt. Oh baby, oh baby. He's not using it though. The block's very nice. Chaemiko is a master of these early game, yeah, small unit movements. Small army movements, I mean. Still has a Shadow Strike. Still has the boots. Oh, nice. He's splitting them off again. Pretty cool. That fan only hit 2 targets. Only got 1 kill. Warden Staff's home now. Needs to drink up some mana. So that's very expensive. Moon juice wise. We're gonna have daytime soon and already the moon wells are very dry. But he kept most of his units alive. I think he lost 1 Shadow Priest. But that's totally fine. In the Expo. Oh, I like the water elemental here. Attacking. He's gonna cancel this once, but it's an early cancel. It's not like a late one that would buy so much time. And that's another water elemental down. More experience for the Warden. More Shadow Strikes as well. Only level 1 Shadow Strike though, so the AM should be fine. Ah, nice, he has another Shadow Priest. The healing here is really good. And the Warden, once again, using like all of her mana. Tier 2. As I said earlier, gets... Oh, he forgot about the... Oh, I thought he forgot about the Hunter's Hall, dude. Whew. That would have been a big problem. He needs the Dryad soon. Tier 2 for the human. Is actually pretty damn fast. Look at this. Whoop. Not even half a tech behind. And we saw Warden being able to defeat human with only mass Dryads. That's not really Foggy's way of playing, though, usually. It's more maybe Life's style. Yeah, it's a shop now. Clarities, double lures, and mining is gonna start here in a second. We compare the mines. He's about 2k behind the human. That's okay. The biggest problem seems to be the late tier 3. Is he gonna rush tier 3 now, or is he gonna go for a second hero? The Wisp is next to the tavern. This is decision time now for Foggy. If you go for the Panda second, of course you want to have him on level 3. Creeping up to level 3 isn't so easy anymore. Lots of the camps are already gone, especially the ones easily taken with an Ancient of War. And Naga second. Against the Warden, that is very unusual. Warden has a Shadow Strike level 2 now, especially the Naga could find herself in trouble against this. Warden Staff home again. Moon Juice again. Oh, the Moon Juice is looking real bad. And the Dryads aren't ready yet, and he has barely anything to fend off this attack. Does he have a Scroll of Healing? Yes, he does. It's gonna be very useful to keep these footies alive. Ancient of War falls. So, he has 1 Shadow Priest, but 3 Berserkers. If there's Defend here, is he maybe upgrading it? Oh, he's going tier 3! And double Workshop. He's gonna play tanks on Echo. It's very unusual. Of course, against that, you really want to have a Panda. I don't know if the Wisps here did scout for this. But the Expo, it looked scary down here. But in the end, it does survive pretty easily. The force, of course, was pretty small, only 5 footies. Even with the backup of a heal scroll. Not too scary. Furu Katsuragi subscribed for the first time. Thank you very much, my man. Welcome. So, did he scout the tier 3? Is he going for a Panda? I think so. He has the money. He has the supply available, and here's the Panda. Dryads coming out. But only very few. Only 2. And then seems to want to go into bears. He steals the last hit here with the Shadow Strike and Fan of Knives. Breath of Fire coming in. Heal Scroll forced already. 1 footy still gonna die. Could even get the second one. That's experience for the Panda, who will now want to creep up more. Wants to get level 3. Very quick tier 3 though. It's in fact almost as fast as the Night Elf tier 3. Sanctum's coming up later. So, has to be tanks, right? Usually with tanks you want to split the Night Elf thin. And the bases on Echo Isles are kind of far away from each other, but not too far. It's not like Terranas Stand, when the Night Elf has, you know, one in the corner and his main. Lots of mana invested from the Warden again. She used a mana potion right there, and a heal potion as well, to keep this Naga under pressure. But now the Warden's out of mana still, though, the Naga in trouble. The heal pot, by the way, from the Ogre Magi he did get if not the experience. Panda, level 2 now. So, tier 3 is done. Lots of gold for him, not too much lumber. Going into Griffins and Paladin. And this Naga choice, I must say, I don't know about this so much. In the late game, not the most impressive hero. She doesn't even have level 2 yet. Panda and Warden both scale fantastically. And, I don't know, doesn't he need knights? Right, here come the tanks. So it is tanks, if delayed. Only a little though. Panda, if he solo creeps this could be level 3, or at least very close to it. Naga in trouble again. This will probably have to be the heal potion forced here. It is. So that one's gone, and not coming back. He's finding a few nice pickoffs here, but also mercs do fall off. Later on you want to have bears and dryads and hippos, probably. So, he sees the tanks now. This gives him a lot of time to react. Does he have some static defense in them? Oh, look at the timing. By the time the tanks arrive, they are going to be done, and they're going to have Nature's Blessing as well. Oh, this is lining up so nicely for Foggy. Against 2 tanks. Oh, the Panda's really low. He's going to die here. Oh, he overstayed his welcome. He tried to transfer the TP, I think, but he wasn't fast enough. That was a big mistake. Maybe he was macroing back at home. I don't know. But this was not so well done. He definitely should have had the time there to actually give the TP over. Level 2 though doesn't take too long for him to come back. And the Warden's still trying to do her best only by herself, but she's not level 5. She has a Shadow Strike again. Oh, nice invul timing. Oh, is she in trouble actually? No, she gets back to safety. I love the Mud Golem. Can I get the B2W Muddy, please? The slow, if he starts using it, is really nice against the tanks. There we go. And he's going for the Moonwell's tanks. Already have 1-1 upgrades. Looking at the upgrades for the human oftentimes gives you an idea of what's gonna come later. But at the moment there are no upgrades at all coming, in fact. 1 Moonwell down, but still a bunch more. And of course these tanks are distraction more than anything else for the Night Elf to keep creeping. Pendant of Energy, very nice. For the human to keep creeping, of course I meant. With Paladin plus MK, this human army can become super powerful in the late game with the right hero levels. With a Naga, I'm still not convinced, to be perfectly honest with you. Panda's gonna be level 3 here very soon. Is he going into more tanks? Yes, he is. I don't know about this, because the first 2 tanks did make sense. He could creep these 2 camps with this. But now the camps are all gone. I'd like to see him go more into knights and griffins. But alright, 2 more tanks are on their way. Panda, though, did hit level 3. Anti-magic. Is the Warden 5? Yes, she is. I'm pretty sure she just bought a Tome of Retraining. I think I was a little too late to see it. And by the way, there's no MK. So she doesn't have to fear being, yeah, interrupted. There it is. Blick. Pile knives. 2 instant kills. Oh, a little slow there. Heal. Heal your peasant. Oh, she's invisible. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Oh, he's being so annoying here. The second fan killed 1 more peasant, I think it was. Lots of moon juice will be required here to heal up, but it's nighttime. He has Wellspring, and he's creeping up at the same time. Panda will be level 4 with this, I think. Or at least very close to it. Tanks are coming in to distract again. 1-1 upgrades though, he should be able to deal with these. Ancients of War already here. So, you would like to attack this with Griffins as well, because Griffins shred through Ancients of War. Pendant of Energy here, shouldn't forget about that one. 3 tanks though, that's a lot, and this could be a good type. Whoa, he's at 80 supply! How is he at 80 supply so quick? He needs heal scrolls. Chaemiko suddenly hits a timing out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting this. Of course, Griffin's also amazing against bears. And where's the anti-air? He has like no anti-air. Well, he has the spells from the heroes. Here comes another Fan of Knives and a Breath of Fire. The first heal scroll had to be committed. He's going for the Naga next. The Warden dropping low. She's far away from level 5. Level 6, by the way. He might be able to get this tree. He needs to uproot. He needs to uproot quickly. There's no way he can keep it alive. Otherwise, he's not reacting quickly enough. Chaemiko! Is he winning this game? I thought it was Foggy's for certain, but not so quick. The Griffins are dropping low. But that's okay. The Expo is dead. He can just evacuate now. He saves the Griffin nicely as well. He's gonna lose a little bit more. And these 3 tanks... I was totally wrong to think that they were not a good choice. And when we look at the money for Foggy... perhaps there was a bit of overconfidence. Not going into upkeep. Sitting on all of his money. He could have had a bigger army. Also, Hippos usually very, very good in the late game against Griffins. But maybe he thought they could get countered too easily by Dragonhawks. So, Warden, how close is she to level 6? Not very, to be honest. Oh, he didn't remake the peasants here. 1 target, fan of knives. And now tanks in the north again. Dude, this is looking pretty good for Chaemiko, isn't it? But still, this base is not mining, so at the moment it's 1 mining base against 1 mining base, essentially.
A player's forces are under
This is gonna take a while, though. Foggy, could you please make army? Of course he needs moonwells. That's also the reason why he wasn't in upkeep, because he didn't have the moon juice capacity, I think. The supply capacity. Should have made more moonwells. In general, against tanks, you want to have an excess of moonwells, so when you lose some, you can still produce. Oh, mortar team, what are you doing here? Will survive, though. Nice 2-pronged attack again. Main force will be coming from the south. Tanks in the main. There's no engines of war here. I think they were brought south earlier. And this is so hard to deal with now. This is really, really annoying to deal with. How does Foggy respond correctly? It's very hard to do. Chaemiko's playing this well. 2 bears are supposed to deal with them. They can do it, but it's gonna take a long ass time. Alright, he's producing, finally. Mark of the Claw? Really? Tower's coming up now. Heal scrolls, what's it looking like? Oh, not a single heal scroll. Ooh, that's dangerous against the AoE here from the Night Elf. Oh, Griffin's flying into the main as well. Oh, this is so nice. Dude, Chaemiko! He's playing this really well. This looks like his game to win now. Towers coming up in the back. Tanks in the main. Foggy making that one mistake of losing his panda in the main. That shouldn't have happened. And then producing too late. And Chaemiko is like, he's in a winning position right now. Certainly. 1-star resubbing for 16 months. Thank you very much. Perfectly in time to see the big upset here. It feels like Blink, Fan of Knives, going towards the backline, towards the mortar teams. Of course, the Dryad, they just pop immediately. The Panda dropping low as well. He's blocking him with the Knight. Once again, Chaemiko with the crazy micro plays. The Panda's gonna die. There's no way he gets out of this. Cold Arrow, Fork Lightning, he's dead. Warden needs to get level 6. Where's the Warden? There she is. She's very close, but she's not there yet. The tank in the main still doing its damage. And there's so many stabs now. To save all of these units, the Warden's dead. That's GG. Chaemiko wins the first game against all odds. With really solid performance. Damn, dude. Foggy was in total control of that game until he lost the Panda. I think it would have been fine if he started producing a little bit earlier. Damn. Chaemiko playing really well and Foggy making a few mistakes there. Could have done that a little bit better. But yeah, all the props to Chaemiko. Really well done. And that's something that is really, really hard to respond to perfectly. When there's tanks and the army that you have to worry about as the Night Elf. It's so hard to, you know, counter that correctly. Of course, if it's in 2 different places, it's even more difficult. Tanks in the main, army at the expansion. But the big attack, which killed the Expo, was both forces combined. Tanks and army. I think, though, if he had uprooted early, history should have survived that. uproot early, send in 2 tanks or so. 2 bears against the tanks. So there's a lot of things that Foggy could have done a little bit better. Room for improvement. And the lead for Chaemiko, man. Who would have thought? You have to stop the human expansion. I don't agree. I think it's impossible to stop the human expansion, actually. But on some maps, you can do significant damage to him. But stopping it is very, very unrealistic. AZ, very good map to harass the human expansion. Ancient Isles, amazing map, but that's always vetoed. Even LR, actually, is good. But on Echo, it's really hard to harass the expanding human. I think it's just fine if the Night Elf manages to counter-expand in time. And we've seen that plenty of times. Working out just fine. But that game, it was just the Panda dying when he wasn't supposed to. And Foggy not producing in time. I think if he had just done that, would have been totally okay. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? So next map. Which ones do we have left? So we have a map pool of 7, by the way, if you don't know. This is pretty much the map pool for every tournament nowadays. Has been mostly set in stone. AZ, AI, Echo, LR, TR, TS, and TM. So humans veto Twisted Meadows, always, and AI. Always. These are the usual vetoes. Night Elves always veto Turtle Rock. And LR, I guess. There can be some variation there. Why are there no team tournaments in Warcraft 3? Well, there are some. They are very few and far between. But we have some. But of course, the big reason why we don't have those anymore is because we don't have clans anymore. Esports organizations are not really interested in Warcraft 3 anymore, and they're not to be blamed, I guess. Because Warcraft 3 is a very, very old game with, you know, not the biggest following anymore. Why do Night Elves veto Turtle Rock against human? Well, the biggest reason I think is close positions, which is horrible. But also creeping is very hard there. You want to get level 2 very reliably. And that is not reliable on Turtle Rock. The expos are hard to take for the human, yes. But that's like the only issue I feel for human on the map. Are you playing on Northrend now? Yes, I am. I've played quite a few games already. So second map is about to be hosted. That would be quite a surprise. If Chaemiko makes it through in first place, I would have bet good money that was gonna be Focus or Foggy. So if Foggy loses here, drops down into the lower, he may very well lose to Focus down there and then not make it out. That would be a bummer. The only European representation, of course, being Foggy. Your opinion on the new Crypt Lord so far? Haven't found him to be too powerful yet. He's really good against Rifle Caster from human, but that's very rare. I think I played against Rifle Caster twice now, but he's really good against that now. Other than that, though, I haven't really seen him being too powerful. I thought he was going to be really good at, you know, harassing humans with little beetles when they expand. But it takes so long to get your beetle army up. So maybe on some maps with a lot of corpses in the creep camps you can do it. But I haven't seen it yet be too good. He's very tanky with a passive. That is true. But you can't heal up your fiends, which is very necessary against an Archmage. And yeah, I think Archmage is just really good against Cryptlord. Just don't kill the Cryptlord, just kill the beetles and skeletons. And maybe he plays ghouls. But AM level 3 is pretty good against that. And fiends, I guess the AM isn't so good against. But then again, he becomes good because the fiends can't get healed up and don't have the auras, you know, stuff, you know. You know what I'm saying? Ask-a-Million just subscribed for the first time. Thank you very much, man. Welcome. Yeah, I think on hard-to-take expansion maps, the Cryptlord could have some impact, but I think the Dreadlord is just better. Dreadlord with ghouls and sleep early is just seems to be way better for harassing. Also way better for expanding if for some reason you want to do that as the undead. I wonder if there's some what's it called? Yeah, I wonder if there might be a room in the meta for Dreadlord going for Carrion Swarm and the Aura, Vampiric Aura, with a ghoul opening against a human. That could theoretically be good against, like, for example, an Amazonia expansion creep. But Dreadlord later on, once the expo stands, feels like an all-in, you know. You have to either completely deny the expansion or do incredible amounts of damage. I don't know. I'm still waiting for Dreadlord or Cryptlord to turn out to be very strong. To see some games. Of which we may perhaps see some later today. Rust Brain Qualifier number 3 is going to be played on 1.29. The first tournament ever on Back to Warcraft that we're going to see on the new patch. Sleep could be fun. Yeah, Sleep Surround onto 8 Archmage can be really good when he's creeping the natural. But you can counter Surround. And when you play human, expanding, you have a lot of little shits. You have footies, you have militia, so counter surrounding should be pretty easy. But if you buy a lot of time with that, then maybe the militia duration is over. So there's definitely potential there. My question is just, if the human expo comes up, at whatever price, is the Dreadlord gonna be good enough in the late game? And so far, it doesn't seem like he is, to me. Maybe if you play Dreadlord into DK into Lich, because DK and Lich, I think, are just necessary. You just need the aura and the heal from the DK, and you need an orb carrier. And of course, Nova is also amazing. I think that's the biggest problem with Undead. It just feels like you cannot skip DK or Lich. Problem, I mean, that's not a problem. You can just play them all the time. They're always good. But the problem being, you know, being able to play different styles, different openings, different heroes. Alright, map number 2 is upon us. Took a little while. But here it is. Focus against Foggy. Terrana stand. No surprise to me that Foggy chooses this map. He destroyed Hawk on this map. Holy shit, what is that one-sided? Of course, you get early level 2 here from these creeps. Then you go for Merc pulls. Ideally, you get double Merc pulls. You have a whole bunch of Mercs. You expand away from your opponent. So if he expands up here, you expand down here. If he goes for the natural, you can actually harass this really well. I've seen a lot of natural creeps, early natural creeps from the human.
Forces are under attack.
So early game movement and scouting is going to be key if Foggy wants to be able to deal damage, to capitalize on moments of weakness. Oh, I have the weird barrage thing going on. What? Here we go. And yeah, Warden. I think we saw that already. the hero choice again for Mr. Foggy. This is an instant gold mine creep? Oh, wow. Alright, of course, this cannot be punished by the Warden. She'll always be creeping this, she'll always be picking up the items. Pretty bad items, by the way, but now she's gonna move south. She has the information. The Wisp did scout for this. Oh, nice lightning shield usage. This is gonna be fastening up the creeping by a lot. Robo the Magi. Also very nice. So the Warden will be too late here to steal any of the creeps. But perhaps the peasants will be at risk. Wisp spreading out across the map, most likely to go for some Shadow Priests. But this looked like a very promising opening. Warden still holding on to all of her skill points. Fan of Knives it is. Choosing it right here. Here's the first one. One peasant dies. One peasant is okay. It's gonna turn nighttime soon, by the way. Oh, nice block with the peasant. Chaemiko with these little micro moves is just so sick. So he's gonna get 3 peasants, but that may have to be a TP after. A lot of damage from this Archmage. He found +8 damage with the Tome of Intelligence and the rope. And once again, the blocks coming in. This is the TP forced. Again, Chaemiko with these little micro moves. Man, it's so good. But actually, he doesn't have the money to expand. Uh-oh. Didn't have the lumber quite. And there's no reason for Foggy to know about this. Can Chaemiko lay a trap for him here? He sells the TP, buys the boots. Whoop. There's an expansion. Oh my god! He's just going all in Tower Rush? But the Wisp Scout. Holy shit, the Wisp Scout is such a big deal. This gives him an idea now. This gives him an idea that a pressure play is going to be coming instead of an expansion. Fan of Knives, level 1 only, isn't too good against the footies. Oh, if he loses the Shadow Priest. He's going to lose the Shadow Priest. There's Boots of Speed here on this Archmage. Kill the Water Elemental. The Warden in trouble, the Warden surrounded, the Warden has to blink. That's expensive. And yeah, he did see the Militia. Oh, baby. He needs more Mercs. Foggy needs more Mercs. Ancients of War. All out defense. The Warden's low mana.
A player's forces are under attack.
There's only a Berserker here, basically. A couple of Archers as well. There's a Dust on the human side, of course. Warden needs level 3. Fan of Knives again. She's gonna get this kill. Closer to 3. 100 away. Towers coming up. Berserker here to deal with them. Foggy not going for Berserkers at the moment. Oh, the Warden may be stuck here in the back. Quite a bit of Archer and Berserker piercing damage, though. Warden is hiding in the shadows, but here are the towers. Lumber Mill has been completed over here. So it doesn't get scouted too easily, I suppose. Archers over here. Stressful situation now for Foggy. Warden super low mana. It's going to turn daytime kind of soon. Not too soon, but you know, kind of. One more footy will be killed. Getting her closer to... Oh, but lots of damage on her as well. And the Moon Juice. Dude, he's drinking it up with the Archers. I don't know about that choice. Towers are almost done. He's not going to cancel these. Alright, Archers are coming in. But he's going for the one in the back. No, now the one in the front. Warden coming in to help with the right-click damage. Uh-oh. Tower's done. Warden's dead. Blink. Something. Warden's dead. That has to be it, right? And just like against Hawk, the Warden loses the 1 base versus 1 base game with a pressure play. Damn, dude.